I can't in good conscience start the peace talks while the Ascendant Lord, the man I knew as Lord Bacaro, is out there doing who knows what. I'm afraid I need your help again, my friend. We must keep the Druid King's regalia out of Bacaro's hands. Then we must assume that Count Stefan and Druid Laurel are in danger. If Lord Bacaro truly believes he's the heir to the Ivy Throne of the Druids, he'll stop at nothing to get his way. We must go to Galen and defend the remaining regalia. Druid Ravana and I will get Zaji to sail us to Galen. While we collect the staff from the Stonelore Circle, I want you to go to Count Stefan and protect the Druid King's crown. We'll meet you at Castle Mornard as soon as we can. I'll leave Captains Colleen and Suzo to guard the Alliance leaders while we go to Galen. First we protect the regalia, then we stop Lord Bacaro, or the Ascendant Lord, or whatever he calls himself. Now, get to Vastir and protect the crown. Because we don't know how far-reaching Bacaro's conspiracy is. The Alliance leaders are safe inside the palace, with their loyal captains watching over them. And we don't want them to hear of this betrayal yet. It would end the talks in a flash. I don't really know. I'm not an expert on Druidic law and prophecy. According to what you and Ravana discovered, Bacaro believes he's a direct descendant of Kasserine, the last Druid king. If he gains the regalia, he could make a claim for the title. I never underestimate anything when it comes to religious fervor, my dear. If nothing else, his connection to this legacy gives him a legitimate claim to power through his mother's bloodline. And many might see the Ivy Throne as preferable to the Ruby one. Druid Ravana's elixir has done wonders. I feel stronger already. Still, I was weak from the poison for a long time. I expect my recovery will be slow but persistent. Don't worry, dear. I'll leave the dangerous work to you and Ravana for now.
Off we go!
For all the death and destruction, but something worse is coming, Veda.
I feel it too. Like a...
Search the castle. If there are more rogue knights, I want them in chains.
We routed them from the library, but I'll make sure nothing was damaged or stolen.
I'm glad to see you again, friend. I just wish your arrival didn't coincide with another crisis. A contingent of knights from the Society of the Steadfast entered the castle. Not in and of itself a concern, we are allies after all. But we weren't informed of a visit. When one of my knights saw them go into the library, she went to investigate. She discovered them ransacking the library. They attacked her, but she was able to fend them off and summon help. My knights routed the villains, but we're unsure if anything was stolen, or if there are more of them hiding elsewhere in the castle. The Ascendant Order? The rogue knights that gave you trouble back on High Isle. What would they be seeking in my castle? And those imposters must have been looking for the Druid King's crown. Come, we need to check the library at once. And later I want to hear more about your accusations concerning Lord Bacaro. I assumed it would be safe enough locked in a case in the library until I could make other arrangements. We had no reason to believe the relics were in danger. Besides, I only returned to the castle a moment before you arrived. At the docks preparing to receive Lord Bacaro's ship and the relief supplies he promised. It never arrived. I suppose that was all part of the ruse based on what you just told me. Now, let's go make sure the crown is still safely locked away. The library is this way. I locked the crown in a case hidden behind one of the bookshelves. With any luck, they didn't find it before my knights drove them off. Let's look around. Damn their eyes, they ransacked the place.
You're too late, fool. The crown belongs to the Ascendant Order now.
No, the case is empty. But how do they know to search the library, let alone behind the shelves? They stole the crown right out of my own castle. How is this possible? You said Lord Baccaro is behind this. I think you better tell me what you know. If you go back far enough, most Bretons have a druid hiding somewhere in their bloodline, but so many records have been lost. How could he be certain? Regardless, why the ruse with the peace talks and the Ascendant Order? So Baccaro was behind it all. The attempts on the lives of the Alliance leaders, the death of the Archdruids, of Raval and my father. Wait, Druid Laurel! The staff, Laurel and Free, are in danger! Orlaith may have believed in a new age, but Baccaro is leading us toward the Green Scourge. King Cassarain's prophecy of the return of the Druid King. It predicts two possibilities. Either an era of peace and harmony, or a time of nature run amok. Go to Glimmertarn and make sure Laurel and the staff are safe. I'll gather what knights I can spare. See if Captain Siravain is willing to aid us once more. I have a feeling we'll need all the help we can get to stop Baccaro and his Ascendant Order. Siravain is a mercenary, but she and her Gilded Blade proved themselves trustworthy against the Dread Sails and the Fire Song. Since then, we've been paying her to help with the relief efforts. We needed every ship we could hire. I won't know until I ask. And if she refuses, you'll still have House Mornard at your side in the battle to come. Now hurry, my friend. Go make sure the staff and Druid Laurel are safe.
Druidkin! Oh, thank Ifray you're here. Something terrible has happened. This way! Rot in damnation! Lord Baccaro, he betrayed us! Lord Baccaro and a contingent of steadfast knights arrived with their usual crates of supplies. He took me aside, warned me that the Ascendant Order was after the Druid King's regalia. He wanted to make sure the staff was still safe. Blight it all. But I did just what you'd expect. He's our ally, or I thought he was. I showed him that the staff was safe, and he grabbed it. Ordered his knights to hold us back. He has all three of the regalia, friend. All three. We tried to resist, but we were no match for his knights. Then Baccaro displayed the regalia, proclaimed himself the Druid King, and commanded Free to follow him. And they did. That's when Lady Arabelle arrived. Wait, Stefan, is he all right? As soon as I explained what happened, Lady Arabelle and her companions went after Baccaro. I told them we saw him leading Free toward Ifray's path. I stayed behind to tend to the wounded. But this smacks of the Green Scourge. I'll go with you. How should I know how that blighter thinks? Lady Arabelle told me that he's the Ascendant Lord, which now makes sense. As soon as he revealed his treachery, his knights threw off their cloaks and revealed themselves to be the Ascendant Order. I'm not sure. Other than Orlaith, no one else has ever attempted to claim the title. At least not to my knowledge. Is it enough to just possess the regalia? Is that why he needs Free? To legitimize his claim? I'm not sure. Still, this is bad. In every way. Everything I know tells me the Druid King can command nature. Wield it like a tool or a weapon. If the title is taken by force, the prophecy tells us it begins an age of destruction. The Green Scourge. It's from the dream of Cassarain. The prophecy of the Druid King. One choice, one will, one binding word, shall bless or scourge all lands. Since those lines were carved into the telling stone, they've become the basis for our two possible futures. The blessing of the Green Reward, or the curse of the Green Scourge. One ushers in an age of harmony with nature. The other predicts a world under siege by an angry and vengeful wilderness. Two possibilities. One Druid king. The Druids have argued about that for generations. From what you found at Ivyheim, it's clear Kasserine believed the reward would come when the circles reunited and selected a new king, while a usurper would summon the Scourge. A tyrant like Bakaro.
We lost Bakaro in Ifre's path. Lady Arabelle is still out there.
Thank you, Nairon. The Druidkin and I will take it from here. This is the trail they took into Ifre's path. Over there. That's one of Lady Arabelle's companions.
Five Claw! Oh, thank the moons! The others followed Lord Bakaro. Go and help them. Lady Arabelle is very brave. Barely recovered from nearly dying, and already chasing villains into a desolate and scary valley. Hurry, Five Claw. You must go help her. Zaji decided to wait out here for you, Five Claw. Yes, Zaji waited to direct you. It is easy to get lost in such places, yes? Lady Arabelle followed the Ascendant Lord. Should Zaji call him that now? Oh, thank you, Five Claw. Zaji will go back to the Druid village and wait for you there. Look for Casca. She is a great tracker. If she hasn't found Bakaro yet, she will shortly.
Let's keep going. I won't feel better until we find Free and figure out exactly what Bakaro was up to. They went this way.
Good to smell you, Five Claw. Rivanna thinks Bakaro came here for a purpose. He's not far ahead. Rivanna told me to wait here. She wanted to make sure that Druid Laurel or whoever came after us knew where to go. She doesn't know what the Ascendant Lord is up to exactly, but she's sure he came to this place for a reason. They headed west and followed Bakaro into Ifre's path. Bakaro left some knights behind to slow us down, but I took care of them. Did you happen to see Zaji on your way here? Now that you're here, I'll head back too. I could be more helpful at the Druid village than in a cramped cavern. You might not believe this, but sometimes my size can be a hindrance. Just make sure to bite Bakaro a few times for me.
The ruins on the western wall of the hollow. That's got to be where everyone headed. There's a druid.
Over here, my friend. Lady Arabelle followed them through that door. Lady Arabelle said you'd find us. Told me to wait here and point the way. She followed Bakaro, the Ascendant Lord, through that door over there. Go help her. I'm still not sure she's fully recovered from the effects of the poison. Just speculation, really. Ifre's path is a sacred place, and such locations contain power if you know how to draw upon it. Bakaro is going to need all the power he can get if he wants to press his claim as the Druid King. The Stone Lore Circle, at least, will never accept his claim. Not unless forced to. Not to mention the Three Alliances. Bakaro is going to need more than the regalia and his small army of knights to accomplish his ultimate goal. To rule all of Tamriel. She's definitely on the mend, but she should be resting. Running after the so-called Ascendant Lord can be hazardous to her condition in a number of ways. Go after her, my friend. Keep her safe and deal with Bakaro before things get worse.
All these plants were recently torn away. This door must have been hidden for ages. That's Lady Arabelle. What's she doing?
Careful, dears, and watch where you step. Now, don't be alarmed, dear, but I happen to have stepped where I shouldn't have. I suppose I owe Druid Ravana an apology. The lingering effects of the poison do seem to have made me somewhat discombobulated. A pressure plate, I think. Some sort of trap put here who knows when, and by who knows who. That can wait, though. I followed Lord Bacaro in here. He met with a group of druids. Fire Song, I think. He promised them vengeance against the Stone Lord. The nature spirit? Yes, they were here. I couldn't quite tell if they were a prisoner or not. Bacaro did say he needed them to talk to Ifray's path, whatever that means. You need to go after them, my dear. Oh, I agree. But that's not going to be done quickly. And as long as I remain in place, we are all perfectly safe. You go on ahead. Druid Laura can stay here and help me disarm this insidious contraption.
Don't move, Lady Arabelle. Let me see what I can do.
Not a muscle, dear lady. Go, my friend. Find Bacaro and free.
I think I can disarm the trap, but it will take time. Go find Free, and stop whatever mad scheme Lord Bacaro is planning.
Someone approaches. Don't let them reach the ritual site. Ascending now.
Dad, do not do this.
Obey your king, Soma. The spirit here will awaken.
In a big family, you have to know how to swap. They're coming for us.
We shall start by punishing the Stone Lord. Servants of Ifray, come forth. Obey your king. Destroy the Stone Lord Circle and their allies.
Come back here, Bacaro, you coward!
Interesting. An old druidic summoning chamber. I want to examine this
Damn my
carcass.
clumsiness. If not for the fact that we were delayed by that trap, we could have been here to help you with that creature. Then maybe Lord Bacaro wouldn't have been able to slip away. I assume this was at least in part a test of sorts, to see if he could actually call forth a spirit and command it. Plus, he wanted to prove to his followers that he is worthy of the Druid King's regalia. Somewhere he can further strengthen and consolidate his power, especially since he knows we're onto him. Druid Laurel is examining the stone carvings. Perhaps they can tell us something. Take a look and talk to her, dear.
These carvings tell an interesting story. Take a look, my friend. This carving shows the Druid King binding a spirit into Mount Firesong. This carving depicts the spirit slumbering within the volcano. See the Druid King's regalia? This carving indicates a possible future. See how the spirit awakens and the volcano erupts? It's a warning.
I always say, when someone
Ancient
gives you
druids
a
called
warning,
upon the
it's
spirits of the
best-
green at their own peril. Only the Druid King was ever able to do so safely. It's why we abandoned the practice long ago. This is where they did it. At least where some of them did it. Like so much of the ancient knowledge that remains, these carvings are open to interpretation. Obviously, we can see the spirits of the green, forces of nature in the bosom of Ifre. Then we see a spirit slumbering beneath Mount Firesong. Very much so. And the spirit must be extremely powerful due to how sacred Mount Firesong is. I think that's what the final carving tells us. Let the sleeping spirit lie. For generations, that's been one of the Firesong's primary purposes. I think Bakaro plans to call forth the spirit of Mount Firesong with the Druid King's regalia. With a spirit of that magnitude, the armies of Tamriel won't stand a chance. Go to Vastir, and tell Stefan to prepare his ships. We must go to Ifalon.
If we're going to stop Bakaro, we're going to need help. Go to Castle Mornard and rally Count Stefan's knights. I'll make sure the rest of us are ready. A volcano's spirit? I don't like the sound of that. Go rouse Count Stefan and we'll meet you at the Vastir docks. With Ascendant Knights and Firesong allies aiding Lord Bakaro, we'll need House Mornard's forces if we're going to storm Ifalon.
Wait to take a load off at the inn.
I thought our troubles were over after all the death and destruction, but something worse is coming, Feda.
I hope you'll reconsider. This threat endangers us all.
The Gilded Blades aren't mercenaries to call on to clean up your mess, Count Stefan.
My knights are ready, but Captain Siravane isn't convinced she wants to join us in this particular fight. But never mind that. Is Druid Laurel all right? Is the Sacred Staff safe? Damn it all to oblivion! At least Laurel is all right. I've assembled what knights I can spare, but we could really use Siravane and the Gilded Blades. Maybe you can convince her to help. I'd appreciate it. I've been banging my head against that particular wall for hours now. Remind her that if Lord Bakaro takes control of the archipelago, any safe ports she has on Galen will evaporate like a drop of water in a hot skillet.
I can never get enough of the food you landbound eat. It's so delicious. The Lordling sent you over to convince me to help, didn't he? My answer is the same. Why should I care about your political drama? And that concerns me how, exactly? If druids want a king or not, that's their business, not mine. Sea Lord Nalos was my problem, and I took care of it. What happens on Galen next doesn't matter to me. Just because our purposes aligned once doesn't mean we'll sail side by side forever, mercenary. We both wanted Nalos dead, and now he is. That was a win for both of us. I'd need a more compelling reason to risk my crew again. That is certainly something I hadn't considered. I do like the safe haven that the Lordling has provided us with. And what was that about allies? Bakaro is working with the Firesong? All right, you convinced me. My ship is yours, for now.
I knew you'd come around, Siravane. Let's meet at the Vastir docks.
Along the street. And we never
Hear ye, card sharps and collectors. Test your wits and courage in a brand
It's good to see you, dear. And is that Count Stefan? Glad House Mornard could join us, Your Excellency. Captain Zaji's ship is ready to sail. Next stop, Ifalon. Well, here we are, right in the middle of a story that might be too outrageous for even Investigator Vale to tackle. Luckily, we have you. I still can't truly believe it. Bakaro, the Ascendant Lord. Let's get aboard the skiff and go, dear.
My particular skills lean more toward healing than battle, but I'll do whatever I can to help you stop Lord Bakaro.
I'm worried about Free, and what Lord Bakaro may be doing to them. The sooner we can get to Ifalon, the better as far as I'm concerned.
Druid Laurel said something about fighting an angry volcano spirit. She was joking, yes? Please, Walker, tell Zaji that we will not be sailing the Pounce too close to the volcano. This one would rather not see his beloved ship go up in flames.
I don't know a lot about druids and spirits, but I do know how to fight. I'll be with you every step of the way, Five Claw. You can count on me.
House Mornard and its knights are with you. We'll follow in Captain Siravain's vessel.
You'd rather sail with that puny cat on a sorry excuse for a fishing scow. Suit yourself. If it actually survives the voyage, we'll see you on Ifalon.
Come, dear. We have plans to make. Laurel, Ravana, and I talked during the voyage. If Lord Bakaro truly means to awaken the spirit of the volcano, he's going to need to do it from inside Mount Firesong. And since he knows we're coming, he'll throw everything he has in our way. Sleight of hand, my dear. Count Stefan and Captain Siravain landed farther up the beach. While our allies draw attention at the main entrance, you and I will follow in their wake and find another way into the mountain. Laurel wasn't sure, but she thinks she remembers a cave to the right of the main entrance. Let's search around. If nothing else presents itself, we'll see where that cave leads.
We'll do our best to hold the Ascendant Order's attention, while you and Lady Arabelle find another way into the mountain. Look for a cave to the right of the main entrance. I remember that from when Stefan and I visited as initiates many seasons ago.
This is a nice beach, yes? Maybe Zaji should wait here. Keep the path back to the Pounce open. This one's fur is quite flammable, and there is much too much lava around for Zaji's taste.
This time we're going to put an end to the Ascendant Order and that traitor Lord Bakaro. Ascendant Lord is just another name for dinner, yes?
May Ifray guide your steps, my friend. And keep Lady Arabelle safe. She won't admit it, not even to herself, but the poison took a lot out of her. She should be back at the manor resting, not on her way to battle the Ascendant Lord.
The Ascendant Order's forces pulled back to the main entrance into the mountain. Siravain and her pirates went after them. We arrived before your ship and took the lead. Lady Arabelle wanted us to clear a path, and we've done what we can. We ran into a large contingent of Ascendant Knights. Siravain and the Gilded Blades chased them back to the main entrance.
Is that the last of them? Order barnacles are cowards. They flee at the first sign of a worthy opponent. I assumed these Ascendant Order Knights were going to provide a challenge, but they ran the moment we began to cut them down. They did mention the Ascendant Lord, though. He's definitely inside the mountain.
Should be just ahead. The cave Laurel suggested. It must be behind those vines. A vine-covered cave can only mean one thing, dear. That's our way into the mountain. Deep into the mountain. Hopefully it will lead us to Lord Bacaro. Fire Song Druids, proceed with caution, dear.
The Druid King calls forth the spirit of the volcano. Soon our enemies will perish in lava and flame.
Bacaro is started. We have to hurry. Hurry. Look over there. That's Druid Laurel's nature spirit. We have to help him.
Don't stop, my brothers and sisters! The spirit of the volcano burns!
Thank you, Laurel friend, but the volcano spirit has awakened. Wind vortex. Must summon. Keep them back while I sing.
The lava is rising. We don't have much time.
Bacaro wields the regalia. He commands the spirit to awaken, and now the volcano awakens too.
Lord Bacaro truly is insane. Stay with Free, my friend. I need to warn the others.
Lord Bacaro wields the Druid King's regalia.
When Mount Firesong erupts, many lives will be lost. Lava will consume the archipelago. Lord Bakaro wields the Druid King's regalia with such force, I could not resist his commands. He forced me to awaken the mountain spirit, but he is not the true Druid King. Not until the three circles become one and proclaim him as such. Promises ignored. The king must pay.
Not by you, not by the nature spirit. Look how the very mountain obeys me! Spirit of the volcano, send your avatars to destroy my enemies!
Defend yourself, little friend. Once unleashed, it cannot be controlled.
Spirit of Mount Firesong! Give me the power to destroy my enemies! The Ascendant Lord, the Druid King. Soon, the alliances will be nothing but cinders and ash!
He joined with the spirit. Now the volcano will follow its do something!
When the lava flows, no more alliances, no more ruby throne. The era of the Ivy Throne begins now!
Destroy the shards and I will destroy the essence.
birthright is mine.
fled when the false king died. The volcano has no spirit to calm it now. The false king is gone, but so is the spirit of the mountain. Without a spirit to calm it, Mount Firesong's rage will continue unchecked. Perhaps, if the balance is restored, a new spirit must fill the void in Mount Firesong's heart. I will be that spirit. It means I will calm the volcano before it destroys the archipelago. Attempt to contain most of the damage to Ipholon. But I will need your help, friend of Laurel. Friend of Free. Place the regalia to form a circle around me. Then command me to bind myself to the mountain. You are not the Druid King, but with the regalia and my willingness, the binding should hold. Then I will do what I can to quiet the volcano. I will remain, but I will be different. As the seed becomes a tree, I shall become the spirit of the mountain, and I will slumber, as will Mount Firesong. Now take the crown and the gauntlet and place them around me. Quickly, friend. Place the gauntlet and crown to form a ritual circle. Now Free is the spirit of Mount Firesong. Now the volcano will be still. Goodbye, friend. Continue.
Where did you come from, Five Claw? You made Zaji's heart skip a beat, yes?
The volcano erupted, but except for the top of the mountain, Ipholon is intact. I very much want to hear what happened, dear. I got everyone back to the ship before the volcano fully erupted, but even so, I'm surprised we're all still alive. Care to enlighten us about what happened inside Mount Firesong, dear? Free was able to contain all that power. They saved the archipelago, the Alliance leaders, all of us. But where's Free now? Why didn't they return with you? You said they took the place of the spirit. What does that mean? Oh, poor Free. Their sacrifice saved us all. I'll remember them fondly for that. And you're sure Lord Bacaro is defeated? Without their leader, his Ascendant Order should fade away. But what happened to the Druid King's regalia, dear? It's just as well. As long as the Druids remain divided, they aren't ready for a new king. And I'm not sure how Emmerich and the others would react to another royal in their midst. Well, talk to our friends, dear. Then we should return to Vastir.
What a season this has been, my friend. The Ascendant Order, rogue druids, a false druid king, and an ancient nature spirit. All because of a prophecy most of my people barely remember. I'm just glad you were here to help set things right.
That's a whale of a story, mercenary. But I think I prefer having you with me than against me. So, at least for now, you have the respect of the Gilded Blades and their captain. The Gilded Blades handled themselves well, as always. And when Lady Arabelle sounded the warning, we headed to the nearest ship and set sail. For me, that happened to be this one. And your spirit friend decided to stay behind? Is that true? That's intense. Can't say I'd have done the same, but I can respect someone willing to give up their life to save others. It isn't particularly the Sea Elf way, but still. I think I'll drink to Free whenever I sail past the mountain.
I wish I could have been there with you when you took down Bacaro. I really wanted to rip into him and see what a traitor tastes like. Maybe next time, yes.
Sachi could get used to this hero business. If only it paid better. Oh well. When you're done talking to everybody, let Zaji know and we'll sail back to Vastir.
I'm sorry we couldn't figure another way to get out of this. Free shouldn't have had to sacrifice themselves to save the rest of us. I'm just glad you stopped Bakaro. Now maybe we can finally start to rebuild Galen. All this death and destruction because Bakaro wanted to dig up some ancient Breton legacy. If I learned anything from my time with the Druids, it's that they don't need a king or a prophecy to make the world a better place. They just need to do it. Don't be silly, of course I do. But that legacy isn't crowns and gauntlets. It's people, born of humans and elves to become something altogether new. It's magic, druids, and knightly orders. That's the Breton legacy I believe in. It's the best of us.
I'm glad you were with Free inside the mountain, my friend. I'll never forget what they did to save us all. Free isn't gone, friend. They've just become something more. As a tree grows from seed to sapling to massive oak, so too has Free transformed. They're still with us, asleep in Mount Firesong, keeping us safe from the power of the volcano. Whenever you want to see Free, just look toward Mount Firesong. They're a part of it now. The spirit of the mountain. I need to tell the Druids what happened here. Let them learn the last lesson the Sower had to teach us. Sacrifice.
Hear ye, card sharps and collectors. I knew it. Did you hear that someone actually escaped from the
I
life
thought our troubles were over after all the death and destruction, but something worse is coming, Frida.
I feel it too.
Over here, my dear. Count Stefan and I have something for you. You're really making a habit out of saving the archipelago, and of aiding me. Thanks to you, we revealed Lord Bakaro as a traitor, saved the islands from an erupting volcano, and ended the threat of the false Druid King. Well done, my dear. Don't worry about them. Without a leader, they'll quickly fade away. Now we just need to proceed with the peace talks. We're back on track and the archipelago is safe thanks to you. Now take this. Count Stefan and I wanted you to have it. We did well, dear.
Study?
We finally have a moment to think, but there's still work to do.
Galen and the entire archipelago owe you a debt, my friend. You have my thanks.
The Druids will never forget what you and Free did to save us. So much death and destruction over a few ancient words carved into stone. I longed to learn the truth of the last Druid King, but now... Thanks for all your help, friend. I just wonder if the Druid circles can recover from these events.
What amazing things you accomplished, friend. You saved the leaders of the alliances, stopped the Ascendant Order, defeated the Firesong, killed Lord Bakaro, and calmed the volcano. What will you do next, I wonder?
You're a strange one, mercenary. You help a sea elf enact revenge with one hand and smite an evil druid king with the other. Not to mention saving the islands from the volcano. I'm not sure what they feed you here on dry land, but I want some.
You did so much for the islands, for the Druids. I'll never forget how you saved us all. Thank you, my friend.
All right. Get ready. I don't do this very often, so pay attention. You did good, Five Claw. I am proud to have fought by your side, and I'm even prouder to call you my friend. That's it, enough! If I get any more sentimental, I may start crying.
You did so much for the islands.